The US Air Force has some of the most advanced stealth fighters ever built. Yet when tensions with Iran escalated, it reinforced the region with a jet first designed in the 1980s. That sounds like a downgrade, but it isn't. The F-15E Strike Eagle wasn't sent because it's old. It was sent because it's built for exactly this kind of fight, and stealth jets aren't. Most fighter aircraft are built to do one thing well. An air superiority fighter is built to win a dogfight or shoot down another aircraft from beyond visual range. A strike aircraft is built to hit ground targets. The F-15E is genuinely built to do both in the same sortie without swapping aircraft or missions halfway through. It can engage enemy aircraft one moment, then shift to destroying a missile site, a command bunker, an air defense system, or a moving convoy the next. That flexibility isn't a nice extra. In a theater like the Middle East, where the threat picture includes ballistic missiles, drones, and layered air defenses all at once, a commander often doesn't know in advance which mission a given sortie will actually turn into. The Strike Eagle can carry more than 23,000 pounds of weapons at once. Everything from satellite-guided JDAMs and laser-guided bombs for precision strikes on fixed targets, to long-range AMRAAM missiles and short-range sidewinders for air-to-air engagements. That's an enormous mixed loadout, and normally, carrying that much fuel and that much ordnance at the same time would mean trading one for the other. The Strike Eagle avoids that trade with a detail that's easy to miss. Conformal fuel tanks built flush against the fuselage instead of hanging under the wings. Because they sit flat against the body of the aircraft instead of creating extra drag out on a pylon, they extend the aircraft's range without taking up a single hardpoint that could otherwise be carrying a bomb or a missile. The result is a jet that can fly deep into contested territory and still show up with a full weapons load. None of that payload matters if the aircraft can't find its targets fast enough to use it. Current Strike Eagles carry the APG-82 AESA radar, an active electronically scanned array which steers its radar beam electronically instead of physically moving a dish. That matters for two reasons. First, it's fast. The radar can track multiple air and ground targets at the same time, instead of scanning them one at a time in sequence. Second, it's harder to jam, because the beam isn't moving in a slow, predictable mechanical sweep an adversary can anticipate. In practice, that means the crew can be tracking an incoming aircraft, a ground target, and a potential threat radar all at once, instead of having to choose which one to prioritize and lose track of the others. All of that, the weapons, the fuel, the radar, still has to be operated by someone fast enough to matter in a complex, fast-moving fight. That's why the Strike Eagle keeps a two-person crew, when many modern fighters have moved to a single pilot. Up front, the pilot flies the aircraft. In the back seat, the weapons systems officer runs the sensors, manages electronic warfare, and directs precision strikes. Splitting that workload means the aircraft can be doing several demanding things at once, flying evasively, tracking multiple threats, and prosecuting a strike, without any single person being overloaded trying to do all of it alone. In January of 2026, a dozen Strike Eagles from the 494th Fighter Squadron deployed from the UK into the CENTCOM region, reinforcing American air power amid rising tension with Iran. It wasn't the crew's first time in that kind of fight either. F-15Es from that same squadron had helped intercept a large-scale Iranian drone and missile attack on Israel back in 2024, using exactly the mixed air-to-air loadout this aircraft is built to carry. The reasoning behind sending this particular aircraft, rather than something newer, comes back to everything we've just covered. A threat picture that mixes missiles, drones, and air defenses doesn't call for a single-purpose fighter, so why not just send the newest stealth jets instead? Because they're built for a different part of the same fight. Stealth aircraft like the F-35 are generally used first to get through advanced air defenses undetected and open a path into contested airspace. But stealth comes with a trade-off. To preserve that low radar signature, most of their weapons have to fit inside an internal bay, which limits how much they can carry per sortie. Once that access is established, aircraft like the Strike Eagle take over the sustained part of the fight, flying in with a much larger mixed weapons load, hitting more targets per sortie, and doing it across a wider range of mission types. Stealth opens the door. The Strike Eagle is what walks through it again and again, carrying more than most aircraft in the sky today. So, a nearly 40-year-old airframe, still flying the hardest missions in one of the world's most contested airspaces. Not because nothing newer exists, but because newer was never the point. The Strike Eagle was built to do more than one job, carry more than most aircraft can, see more than a single radar sweep would allow, and split that workload between two people instead of one. Stealth jets get the credit for opening contested airspace. Aircraft like this one are what actually get the sustained work done once they have. We've spent this series on how you stop a missile. This one's about what it takes to keep flying the mission anyway.